1 1/5 minus 1/4. Okay, now I have a decision to make. Is 1/5 larger or smaller than 1/4? Smaller. So we're going to have to use the 1. And remember, I decomposed that mixed number? And that is going to be 5/5 plus 1/5. So now my 1 is gone. And I've got 6/5 minus 1/4. Now I can subtract. What's my common denominator for 5 and 4?
24.
And Mrs. Lowry's trick? 6 times 4.
24.
And 5 times 1.
5.
And 24 minus 5.
19.
Is this all coming back to you from last week? All right, are we ready? Let's do the next one. Subtract the whole numbers. 1 2/5 minus 3/4. Okay, what do I do now?
Put your 5/5 in your 1.
Check first. Is 2/5 larger or smaller than 3/4? Smaller. So I have to use the 1. So you're right. I'm going to put 5/5 plus 2/5. That's going to give me 7/5 minus 3/4. Same denominator again, huh? So Angel, help me out here. 7 times 4,
28.
good. And 5 times 3, good. And 8 minus 5,
13.
you guys agree?
Yeah.
Are you circling those answers for me? So, subtracting here, what do you get?
3.
3 1/5 minus 1/3. Now this is where it gets a little trickier, so you got to listen, and we might need to repeat this in Spanish, okay? I don't need all 3 of these whole numbers, do I? I just need 1 because 1/5 is less than 1/3. Okay, so if I take out 1, it's going to be 5/5 plus 1/5, right? I'm going to use my highlighter here. So that's 1 whole. Ooh, that's too dark. Not those kind of eagle colors, I guess, huh? How's that? About as bad. There's 1 whole. Then how many are left over from the 3?
2.
Okay, so my 2 needs to be written down at the bottom so I can add it to my answer. And I'm leaving a space to rewrite this problem. 6/5 minus 1/3. So does everyone see what I did here? Here's my other whole number. So I've got 1 whole plus 2, which would equal 3. And I took the 1 whole and I changed it to an improper fraction. You with me? Okay, so now common denominator for 5 and 3.
15.
And notice I'm going to go ahead and write my 2 beside my answer over here. So 15, some of you are already done while I'm standing up here talking. So 6 times 3, 18, and 5 times 1. So I've got 13 fifteenths, 2 and 13 fifteenths. So how are we doing? All right, take a look at D. What do I get when I subtract? 2 and 2/5 minus 2/3.
Whenever you're putting your 2, can we we just take out the 2? Can we take 1 out of 2 to make it easier?
I think we're going to right now. But I'm going to keep writing it the same way. I'm just going to add it to my answer down there. Now there's a part of this you could probably do in your heads. Anybody know what part that is?
No.
Any ideas? Uh-oh, I can't write the 2. What do I need to write?
1.
A 1. What part could I probably do in my head?
The word multiplication.
No. What about this part right here?
Common.
Could I make that improper fraction in my head without? Maybe. I'm writing it down so you can see my thinking. 7/5 minus, whoops, good grief, minus 2/3. We good?
Yeah.
Common denominator?
15.
Okay, so does everyone understand that 1 whole, 5/5 is 1 whole, and this 1 whole equals 2? So you know where I got my 1? Okay. So 7 times 3,
21.
5 times 2.
10.
So the answer,
1 and 11.
okay. How we doing? Let's go down to E and F. Well, you can't, you gotta stop forgetting that. Okay. So 4 minus 3, 2/7 minus 1/3. Now these are pretty close. So here's what I did real quick in my head earlier. I just did 2 times 3, that's 6, and 7 times 1, that's 7. So 2/7 is less, okay? Because it would be 6/21 minus 7/21. Don't write this, because that's wrong, okay? And we don't want to go to the negative side of 0, so we've got to use the 1. So what does that give me? 9/7 minus 1/3. And the 1 is gone because I turned it into a fraction. Common denominator? 21. 9 times 3? 7 times 1? This is simple subtraction, isn't it? So the hardest part, boys and girls, is knowing what whole numbers to write and where to write them. And after you get that part figured out and decide if you need to borrow 1 from the whole number, then the rest is just simple. So help me out here. 9 minus 2, 7 2/3 minus 6/7. Everyone write that down. And we're going to have to decide, is 2/3 larger or smaller than 6/7? Well, let's see. What's 2 times 7?
14.
So that would be 14/21. And 3 times 6? That would be 18/21. So do I need to use the 1? Yeah. Okay. So that's the easiest way to figure it out. Just do it in your head real quick. So if I use 1 from the 7, right? What's that going to leave me? Okay. Write the 6 down so you don't forget. And 1 whole would be what right here?
3/3.
So I've got 5/3 minus 6/7. Okay, what's the common denominator here for 3 and 7? Okay, help me out, table 3. 5 times 7,
35.
3 times 6.
18.
So 35 minus 18. What? I think it's 17. Let's see, 35 minus 18.
Yeah, 17.
So I would have to borrow. Okay. All right, so 6 and 17, 21st. How we doing? Okay, we got a couple more. So table 2, tell me what I write to start with here.
2 and 2 thirds minus 5.
2 and 2 thirds?
No, 12.
12 and 2 thirds, good. Minus 5 sixths. And then we have to make a decision. Do we need to borrow a 1?
Yes.
Is 2 thirds less than 5 sixths? Yeah, it is. Because 2 times 6 is 12 and 3 times 5 is 15. So if I borrow a 1 here, right, what does that leave me? 11. Now this one's tricky. There's lots of common denominators we could choose. We really do want to choose the smallest one we can find, though. Okay? So we could choose 18. That's 3 times 6. Could we choose 12? Yeah. They both go into 12. Or you could choose what?
6.
I'm going with 6. Now this is where you kind of have to think. So take your time on this. Which one of these fractions do I get to keep the same? 5 6. Because it doesn't change. Okay? Then I have to think to myself, 3 times what equals 6?
2.
So 5 times 2 equals. So now I'll do 10 minus 5. How you doing? Now, if you would have chosen 18, you would have had to divide by 3, I'm guessing. And if you would have chose 12, you would have had to divide by 2 to simplify it. So we chose 6 so we wouldn't have to simplify. Okay, let's look at H. 18 minus 3. Okay, so is 1/3 more or less than 3/8? That's pretty close. We could check it. 1 times 8 and 3 times 3. So it's barely less, but it is less. So if I take out 1 whole, what does that leave me? 14. So 4/3 minus 3/8. Tell me what to do next. Yep, got to pick a denominator.
12.
No, because 8 doesn't go into 12. So we're going to have to just stick with 24. Okay? And 3 doesn't go into 16, so 24 is the smallest one. Okay, 4 times 8. 32. 3 times 3.
9.
32 minus 9.
14 and 23.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna pause it for a minute. In fact, you can go ahead and solve it if you want, because it's so simple.
Do I start the next one?
Don't start the next one. Did you guys hear Iker? He wants to know if he should start the next one. Don't. Because it caused all kinds of trouble. I'm so excited. We don't have a game tomorrow. And so I'm going to go watch my cousin's daughter play. That'll be fun.
You're not gonna be here?
No, the game's at 6:30.
Oh.
And I only have to go to Greensburg. So that's like 2 hours tops.
I want to go to a game on Saturday. That's funny. My brother was shooting threes. He made
Was this in Ulysses?
It was in, I think it was Cimarron.
Cimarron, okay.
Yeah, 8th grade, and then he shot a 3.
Oh, it's 8th grade.
He had a buzzer beater. He was about to hit it, but he hit the backboard.
Oh, okay, you guys ready for the next one?